Arr, mateys, we are back. We are in the crow's nest. Tell you what, we've made it to Championship Sunday. Some exciting games on the slate. We've got the AFC Championship, the NFC Championship. But tonight, we are joined by, I'm going to say, our most special guest we've ever had on the show. This guy has been a fan since before Hanker and I were even born. And I shouldn't say fan, he's been a super fan. He loves the Minnesota Vikings, the Purple People Eaters. Make some noise for Sir Lavender. I got you.
Got you.
Hit us with that again.
Lavender over everything. I got you. I
I
got you.
love it. I love it. Okay, Lavender. Help us out here. So I'm at the Bills tailgate last week. We're bumming around, having some drinks, and I see you dressed immaculately. You've got some purple and gold on. Give us a little bit of your background. What got you into football, and what are you now as far as a super fan and how that
My
looks?
family, my family is a football family. They love football. And my whole family are Pittsburgh Steeler fans.
Okay.
Except for me. I was born in Connecticut. And then they moved to Ohio in Cleveland. And right during 1985, my dad pulls me in the living room and he puts on a Steelers jersey on me. And he was like, "This is our new team for you." And I told him, I said, "No, I don't like it." And he's like, "Why?" I said, "Because I'm going to pick my own team." So I sat out that whole year and I waited. And then that next season came. And actually, the Browns had beat the Vikings in that game. And I said, "That's my team." And they was like, "Who, the Browns?" I said, "No, not the Browns, the Vikings. That's my team." And I stuck with it ever since 1986.
Okay, I love it. 1986. Wow, that's incredible. Do you remember, were the Vikings good in 86? I know they were good
They
for a little
were
bit.
like a mid 7 to 18,
Yeah.
8 and 17, around that area.
Sliding into some playoffs. So this year, obviously, they get into the playoffs. They have Justin Jefferson. A lot of people would say probably the most talented wide receiver. Do you have a favorite player? It could be now
I
or in
would
the
even
past.
go further and say future Hall of Famer automatically for Jefferson. But my favorite player back then was Joey Browner, the safety. And my favorite player now, I would have to say that would be Eric Kendricks.
Okay, I love it. The linebacker there,
My
Eric, great name. Happens to be my first name too, so I like that. I like that. Okay, so
God.
rewind the clock. It's 1986. You obviously you're a football family. You love football. You chose the Vikings. Have you been like? How do you get the super fan status? What are you doing to become a super fan, and what's that look like?
As becoming a super fan, I went to Minnesota in 2017 and I met up with the VWO members. Uh, Clifford, the Red Dog, actually told me about where they were going to be at. So then I went over there and I didn't meet up with Clifford that round because I left into the game before he got there. But I was around everybody else and we had a blast. And then I started meeting all the super fans that's already been going for a while. And I've been a fan for the longest. So then I brought them out to Canton because you got the Canton Hall of Fame. And I was living in Akron, so that's like 15 minutes away from there. And they came over and they were talking about superfan, and they asked me. They said, "Hey, you should join the superfans." And I said, "You know what? Nah, I don't think I'm gonna do that. They was like, you're gonna make a perfect super fan. And I said, yeah. So then I started creating and I started coming up with costumes and developing the character. Um,
Okay. Love that. Okay, so one question for you, because I know I was picking your brain a little bit at the Bills tailgate. So are you traveling around to all sorts of different games? Are you Minnesota like every home game? What do you
Absolutely.
do?
I first started just going to the Minnesota games, but with this character, I'm going to be going to like all types of different stadiums, even if the Vikings aren't playing. I want to be the character that just shows up and nobody knows he's coming and he just appears.
I love
I
it.
got you.
I love that. I love that. Hanker, you got anything for Sir Lavender? I got you.
I mean, I gotta dive into the name. Walk me through how, and your name isn't just a one worder. You've got a whole tagline built into your name. How do you come up with lavender and I got you on top of that?
Okay, let me tell you about the Lavender story of how it came about. When I brought those guys out to Canton, um, Clifford the Red Dog, he says, what color is that hat? And I said, I turned my neck and I said, lavender. And he was like, yo, that's your super fan name. That would be it. You could be Sir Lavender. And I said, I like it. So then from there, I got the Sir Lavender. And then I got you is because somebody asked me, could they grab something? And I said, I got you. You know. So then I gave him some stuff and we're good. And I got you. And then the got you I got was born. So we put it together. Sir Lavender, I got you.
Okay, I love that. I love that. And Hanker, I don't know if you can see. So on the back of Sir Lavender, I got you. He's got the tagline on his hat, but then on his blazer, on his jacket, he's actually got patches. Can you explain to us sort of what those patches are for? Do you get one every stadium you go to? How's that work?
Patches, a lot of the super fans, they like to they'll sell them to you or they'll give them to you, depending on whatever they give to different causes. There's a lot of causes on my back, like you have the cancer awareness and the autism, and I put a lot of that stuff on my back to support the fans against violence. We got the ESF patch over here, elite super fans. I got a couple of my people on here like Big Mo, and we got a couple other patches on here like Cobra and the
Okay,
Mandalorian.
I love it. A
So
little
that,
Star Wars, a little
those
Star
stories.
Wars.
And then on this side, yep, this side, you have Lion Man and then Harley Bill. And on this side, you have Poncho
Yep.
that passed away. You got Joe from the Texans that passed away, and then Jet the captain.
I love it. I love it. So some famous super fans, some of their patches, some good stuff there. Okay, one question for you here, and it's to describe. So obviously you were at the Bills tailgate. I've been to a couple different stadiums. What's your favorite stadium or place that you've had a tailgate at? What's the fan experience, sort of the atmosphere? What's your
I would
favorite
have
one?
to go with Miami, and I would have to go with KC. That's almost up there to tie. I love Arrowhead.
Hell yeah.
That was a blast. Great food too.
Okay,
Did
okay.
you when you go to these? I don't even know if you're going to see KC for an example playing Minnesota, but do you interact with KC's super fans? I know they've got
I
a few
interact
pretty
with
intense ones.
all fans.
You ever meet X Factor?
No, I
No.
haven't never met X Factor. I didn't meet. I didn't meet any of the KC super fans when I was out there, but I dealt with a lot of the fans out there and had a blast. When I go
Hell
to
yeah.
these events, to be honest, what I'm there for is to entertain the crowds, the kids, the family, because you're part of their experience. Some of them kids or them families might not get to go to any more games. And
Yeah.
because you're there for their experience to make their experience better, I mean, what more can you ask for? So there for me, I love my Vikings. I watch the games, but when it comes down to me putting on this Superfans gear, it's about the people. That's where I go from there.
Okay, that's amazing for sure, for sure. I know you said so you do connect with some super fans though, like you guys will get together maybe the night before and go out for dinner or something. Like do you guys have a group or something, or how do you connect with
What
other
we
super fans?
do, my fault. I didn't mean to cut you off, but what we usually do is we have a meet and greet like the day before, and some they'll come dressed down. Nobody will be in their outfits, but usually they meet and greet, and then everybody will meet up and talk, and then we'll get ready for the game for the next day.
And are these like, are you kind of going to these tailgates like you're hand picking them, or do do the teams, put a shingle out and bring you guys in? Do they ask for
No, we
you?
do this on our own.
Right on. And so how do you make the decision on what game you're gonna hit up on a given Sunday?
And look at the schedule and see the excitement. Then you're like, I
Nice.
got you. I'm going to that one right there.
I love that. I love that. Are you going to a game this Sunday? Do you have one of the championship games on the docket?
I do not, but I was thinking about going to Philly, and that still might happen.
Okay, nice. And so we've asked you quite a few questions here. Um, we can get into the prop sheet. Hanker, do you have anything else that you want to ask right now? We can hit stuff in as we go through, kind of. But if there's anything right now,
Yeah, I mean, I got a whole list here. I started writing them down when I was looking at your Instagram, and I feel like I could take the whole 45 just alone, but maybe, one that I need to know before we move on. Um, you talked about a fan co-naming your character based on the color of your hat. I'm more interested in the goggles. They got a bit of a steampunk vibe. I've seen that gear clamp around one of the eyes. Where do the goggles come in? What's the inspiration there?
The goggles, the goggles is the eyepiece because the character Lavender is going to be using a lot of different eyepieces. It's gonna like I started with the monocle, and now I went into the goggle stage. Then it's
Okay.
going to be like half a eye that's cut with the gold coming across and the eyepiece. So I like the monocle look and I like the steampunk look.
Yeah.
And putting this outfit together, it's steampunk mixed with Renaissance and then added a little bit of Prince on top.
I
I
love that.
got you.
I
is
got
is there
you.
like a theater background or something, or like where do how do you even come to some of these decisions you're making? It sounds like the way you talk about it, you have like some kind of costume design background.
Well, I am a music artist.
Okay.
So I've always been around that. I hung around a modeling agency for a while. So that's really photogenic. And putting it all together, I love to entertain crowds. I've always had this like willing to want to be out in the public eye,
Yeah.
public figure, handling myself that way. Um, I always wanted to just entertain people. So that's been in my heart, and that's all I do. That's all I do on everything I do.
That's awesome. So is that, would you say that's the end goal, is to entertain the most amount of people possible on any given Sunday?
Absolutely, that's what it's about.
Fuck yeah.
And eventually I want to get into some fundraisers and things like that.
Mhm.
But right now it's just the breaking ground of it and the beginning of this character and being a super fan and bringing other teams and fans across the league together. it's like being a fan of a fan. I'm a fan of you because you go to the game and you're enjoying your time. So
Y-
I want to be the
You,
same. I want to get that love out to the universe.
you know that resonates big time with me, and I think I've said this exact line to you, Lil Ricky. Um, I'm I'm pretty new to enjoying NFL football, and what lured me in is how much Lil Ricky loves football. So the for me, it's all about the tailgate. It's about the game too, and it's about how into this thing people are. So I don't know that I share the same kind of need to be the center of attention, but the idea that you're a fan of fans and that you just there's something magical about the what football does to people, and it just it compels you to throw on a gold suit and goggles and get out there. And to me, that's why we do this podcast. That just gets me going.
That's awesome.
Yeah, incredible, incredible. So, tell you what, let's switch gears, and we'll keep sort of sprinkling in some stuff as we go through. But what we do now, Lavender, I got you, is we go through the prop. So we go through the sheet and we kick things off with your question. So, our first make question this week. Do you wanna give it to us? It's pretty straightforward, and we love that. But we're gonna go through the picks, and you can give us some insight, whatever you want to do. But kick us off. Your prop question, the first mate of the week.
Ah, Lavender says, Lavender says, anytime touchdown, Brandon Aiyuk. I got you.
I love that. I love that. Okay, so we're kicking things off. The first mate question: Brandon Aiyuk, anytime touchdown scorer, yes or no there? And then we dive right into number two, and it's the 49ers versus the Eagles. And I know you had given us a little prediction before when we were chatting to get you on the podcast. You've got the 49ers winning this one?
Hell yeah.
I have the 49ers winning on the under.
On the under. Look at that. I love that. What was the score prediction? What do we got?
I would say 17-10.
17-10 49ers. So a defensive battle. I mean, both teams really good defenses. They've got some offensive firepower too, but 17-10 on the under, taking the 49ers. Love to see it.
Are you
Okay.
so the gambling lingo? So I'm assuming you throw a couple bucks around. That's up your alley. Is a
You
little
are
sports
right.
gambling.
You are right. I do.
Okay, we got to get you in this week on our sheet. So it's $10. We're going to get you in, and we're going to see if you can pull it out. It's a pretty prestigious honor to be a winner of the Bet Pirate. There's only one every week, so
What do we got next?
I love it. Question number 3. Here we go. We've got who's going to have more receiving yards between these Eagles wide receivers. You're picking between AJ Brown or Devonta Smith. Okay, so there you go. AJ Brown or Devonta Smith, and it's receiving yards strictly for that one.
I know, and I only go off of what I see in the box score. I'm a terrible fan, but has AJ Brown plateaued kind of mid-season? Is he been a little bit absent lately, or do you think he's due for one here?
Personally,
So,
I
yeah.
think
Sorry, go ahead.
I think that Devontae Smith has been doing better towards the end of the year. AJ Brown has kind of went away,
Yeah,
but this is a big game for him.
Yeah,
AJ Brown.
it's a big game for both of them. The one thing I'll say, Hanker, is AJ Brown would be their wide receiver one. He often gets the double coverage
yeah.
or the top guy, which can make it harder. It opens things up for Smith. So it is a toss up. I mean, they're both really good guys. Devonta Smith was the best college player, coming out, but he's so tiny. He's 5'8", a buck 80. Like, he's a smaller guy, but he's effective for sure. And AJ Brown opens things up for him. Okay, prop number 4. This guy came back from injury. He's been looking good. He's the quarterback for the Eagles, and his line is set at 47 and a half for the rushing yards on the day. So will Jalen Hurts rush for over 47 and a half yards? Prop number 4. Again, it's one of those ones where he's, you want to see him at 100%. All guys are kind of banged up, but he was moving around pretty well last week. Number 5, this guy has been on a tear, but he was held without a sack last week. It's will Nick Bosa record at least one sack? Sir Lavender, I know you said Eric Kendricks is your favorite player currently, and you also liked the safety for the Vikings. He seemed to be a defensive guy a little bit. What do you think of Nick Bosa? Is he the defensive player of the year?
He is a monster. That's what I would say about Bosa. Very good player, rushes the quarterback fast. He has all the moves out there, and he's a top player, definitely.
Do you think he's getting a sack this week? Is he going to bring Hurts down?
He's going to take him down twice.
Hell yeah.
Wow, I love that. I love that. That's big. Yeah, okay, big defensive battle coming in that in the first game. That's the Eagles 49ers. Let's go. Okay, number 6. I love this question. And actually, we'll take a quick pause here. Did you, before we get into this one, did you play football growing up? Did you play high school, college, anything like that growing up?
Absolutely not.
No. Okay, so
I
some
actually
music
was a
background.
track star.
A track star. I love that. What was the event?
800,
That
2 laps.
yeah, that takes some stamina for sure. You're cooking there, but you got to be able to keep it going. Where'd you go to school, or what was sort of the track? What got you into that avenue?
Back, I went to Harvey High School in Painesville, Ohio, about 28 miles from Cleveland. In 10th grade, I moved out to Kent, where the college is at, and I went to Kent Roosevelt, and I finished my track career out there at Kent Roosevelt, and then I went to the military, the Army.
Okay. Yeah, very nice. I remember you saying that you had a buddy who was in the Marine Corps, and you went to the Army. So, I mean, obviously,
Yeah,
thank you off the bat for sure. That's very cool.
you are welcome.
You bet. You bet.
Having
Okay.
my
So,
love all over.
so prop number 6, we've got will any player on Sunday rush for 100 yards or more? So this can be any player, running back, quarterback, doesn't matter. And it's in all 4 of the games. You're giving me the no. You're giving me the no.
This, this is all about defense this week.
You think these
Um,
championship games, because there were 2 last week that I know of for sure, right? Mixon for sure did it to the Bills, which was unfortunate. I mean, as a Bills fan, that was a tough game to watch. I don't know what your thoughts were. The Bengals put a pretty good beating on the Bills for sure. They had a good game plan and came out and kind of rocked them. And then I think, and I could be wrong, but did Pacheco? Pacheco might have went over last week, over 100. I'm going to double check that real quick. No, he was 95. So there you go. So over 100 this week. There's a lot of good runners in this game, but we're getting a no from Lavender. I got you. Okay.
I got you.
Okay, prop number 7. We switch gears here. We go to the 6:30 game, and it's who's going to win between the Chiefs or the Bengals. You're picking money line here, Chiefs, Bengals. This is interesting. So to start the week, the Bengals were actually the favorite on the road here. As we're recording this is Thursday night. The line has moved. The Chiefs are now 1.5-point favorites. Uh, Lavender, I got you. What do we got for this game? Give us a prediction.
Well, I have to tell you, that at the beginning of the week, I was saying Bengals, but right now, it is the Chiefs. After that comment, and then Kelsey's talking, and he says, when he heard about the Burrowhead, when Eli Apple mentioned about the Burrowhead, he didn't like that. So guess what? The Chiefs are going to come out in Arrowhead firing all cylinders. And then you're going to see Mahomes rise and do his thing.
Mahomes rise.
I got you.
it, Mahomes, the ankle's not going to bother him. You think he can do it all? It's just a
I
minor inconvenience.
I think that Mahomes is fine. I think he's gonna come out there and be fine.
You think this is like a wounded bird type thing? He's just playing mind games with the Bengals.
Yes, yes.
I love that take.
I mean, and I think Vegas is leaning that way too, because they, we got in a full practice today. The line shifted. And the one thing I'll say, you brought up Eli Apple. Um, I don't mind the Bengals. They are fun to watch. They've got some firepower. They laid a smackdown on the Bills, so that's all good. You can shit talk, trash talk, do whatever you want. But Eli Apple has acted like they've just won the Super Bowl. And like, pal, you've got a game today and maybe another one.
He's not your biggest fan, or you're not his biggest fan, I'd say, after
What
some of that.
everybody should know is that there's only one winner every year. Everybody else simply wasn't good enough. I got you.
If you ain't
I love
first, you're
that.
last.
Hey, we got to clip that for sure. That's the take of the year for sure. There's only one winner, and if you're getting ahead of yourselves, which I feel like Eli Apple might be, he got on Twitter and was shit talking pretty heavy. Buddy, you got to put up this week for sure, and that rolls us right into question number 8. So we've got two of the biggest offensive threats in the game. Who's going to have more receiving yards on the day between tight end Travis Kelce or wide receiver Jamar Chase? Interesting question. And I will be honest, when I was looking at the slate this week, these four teams left have four of the best tight ends in the entire NFL. Lavender, I got you. Do you have a tight end that you love to watch?
All the ones that are left are great, great, great tight ends. Every last one of them. You are right, correct with that statement. I like any of like the top 5 type of tight ends. Kittle's great.
Yeah.
When healthy, that guy is immaculate on the field. He does some special things, and so does all the other ones that are out there right now. Even that
Yep.
Hayden Hurst, I like that guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's been sneaky good this year. He's
Very sneaky.
the ginger. He goes, he's got the red hair, the fire look. He kind of goes with the Bengals uniform. He's been good.
Kittle last week was all time too. You got to imagine like how good that guy is for the team. I mean, it's easy. It's a very serious thing, right? Like everyone's there locked right in, and it's not that he's not locked in, but when he's like looking up at the sky cam and just having fun in interviews and stuff, it's like I'm with you. I'm all Niners this weekend because of how awesome that guy is and how good the story is. But man, you talk about a talented athlete, but a better, guy for the locker room too.
I like that Greenlaw guy they got.
Yeah, he's nice. The linebacker.
Yeah.
San Fran, man. It seems year after year they just keep getting loaded at linebacker. And then Dallas Goedert is no slouch. The guy the Vikings got at the trade deadline was a big pickup too. T.J. Hawkinson, a good tight end. Were you hoping for a little better result for the Vikings this year? A pretty good year. They had some epic battles. What were your thoughts
We had a
there, losing
very
to the
good
Giants?
year. We had a very good year, but having a first year GM and a first year coaching staff, not just the head coach, the whole coaching staff turned over. So, from what O'Connell was able to put together, I was really loving what they did. But like, I think that they knew that they didn't have the right defensive formula there, because you're changing over from a 4-3 to a 3-4. So when you do that, their personnel might not be right. So then you have to take that personnel out and say, you know, this is what we got for now. So we got to switch these pieces in and out. So by next year, the defense will start looking good, but it's not going to be quite there all the way. But then that year after, it should.
Yeah, and it's going to be an interesting offseason for the Vikings for sure because they've got a lot of veteran guys, Eric Kendricks, Harrison Smith, Patrick Peterson. They've got all these
Who we
guys
got?
who, yeah.
Who we got is Quasi. Quasi the GM. He's gonna bring in the right people. Wait till you see Lewis Seen next year.
Okay, that's the name to keep an eye on.
Gonna
Lewis
be
Seen. Okay. I got you. I got you.
I
You're
got
saying that.
you.
I love that. I love that. Okay. Prop number 9 this week. How many points are going to be scored in the Bengals game? The line right now, when we made this, was 46.5. So again, this is, for two of these teams that are offensive, powerhouses, 46.5 seems obtainable. But we've been saying it's going to be a defensive battle. What do you think? Is the under the play?
I am taking the under on this. The under. The last 3 times these two teams played, it has been over. Now, this is going to be a defensive battle at its highest. And they're probably gonna end up with like a score of 21-13.
Okay. 21-13. I like that. Which way are you leaning there? You're saying Patrick Mahomes is getting it done. He's rising up.
Patrick Mahomes is gonna get it done, but it won't be by more than that.
Okay.
21-13.
I like it. And honestly, I will say that the defenses on both of these teams are good. The one thing going into last week that everyone thought the Bills had the advantage on was the line of scrimmage. The Bengals, 2 offensive linemen that were their better linemen were out. They're not going to be back this week. They've got a rookie. So, I mean, that line battle could be won by the Chiefs. Chris Jones is probably one of the top interior D linemen. So it'll be interesting. The Bills did not take advantage, but the Chiefs might.
Yeah.
I like it.
We always kind of joke on here that nobody, taking the under is kind of the cheap way out, but you're putting the cool back in the under. I'm not gonna lie, I felt apprehensive to take the under just for what that kind of conveys about me as a person. But seeing you sit there in that gold jacket and take back-to-back unders kind of makes me want to go on the unders train.
Yeah, we are an overs podcast. We haven't done a single under all year. And Lavender, we haven't filled you in on this part yet, but what we do at the end is we do a land ho lock of the week. So you give us a pick, Hanker gives us a pick, and I give us a pick, and we make that into a parlay. And if we win it, it gets added to the prize pool for the following week. Okay, so we're going to each give a pick at the end. But yeah, the under right now seems to be the way you're leaning, and we've been an overs podcast, but you're making it cool. Prop number 10. Okay, this one's a beauty. Again, it's 2 of those running backs we talked about earlier. It's who's going to have more rushing yards on the day between Joe Mixon and Isaiah Pacheco. So Isaiah Pacheco, the rookie, came in. He's been toting it for them, and Joe Mixon, obviously an established guy. He had a pretty good year. He was kind of up and down. He had a 5 touchdown game that made his stats look really, really good. But yeah, certainly no slouch there. So it'll be interesting to see who wins that one. And then we get to the tight end, prop number 11, Hayden Hurst, anytime touchdown scorer. He did it last week against the Bills. We have Brandon Aiyuk as our first make question. Lavender, I got you. Is Hayden Hurst finding the end zone this week?
Hayden Hurst will not find the end zone this week.
Okay, he's staying out of there. He's been a good little check down. He's made some plays, but this week the Chiefs keep him in check. And I will say the Chiefs do have some good coverage linebackers for sure. So it'll be interesting to see how well Hurst does. The guy who should be opened up all game is T. Higgins for the Bengals. So interesting to see there. Prop number 12. Who's going to have more total yards? This includes any rushing, passing, or receiving yards between Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes. One quick stat here, and then we'll get your take. Joe Burrow's never lost a game to Patrick Mahomes. Is that a bit shocking? I think Patrick Mahomes would be the guy you'd consider the number one quarterback in the league. And Joe Burrow's never lost to him. He's beat him 3 times.
Joe Burrow is a golden boy. Joe Burrow, yes, he has beat him the last 3 times, right? Isn't it 3?
Yep, it's 3. Yeah.
So the last 3 times he has beat him, there has to be a day that Mahomes turns around and beats him. It's the only way for the battle to say, this is the new battle, like a Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. Now you have Mahomes and Burrow. And then here you have it. This is Mahomes' shot back in Arrowhead in front of his fans. I got you. I got you.
You know what? And it comes in threes. In like crazy never has happened before stats this playoffs are dropping left, right, and center. So we have Tom Brady never losing to the Cowboys, which is bananas for how long he's been in the league, loses to the Cowboys. And then we have Trevor Lawrence has never lost on Saturday, loses on a Saturday. So why not? Why not Pat Mahomes? It doesn't seem that far-fetched that he snaps his losing streak or his never defeating Joe Burrow streak.
Great points. I got you.
I got you.
I love that. I love that. Okay, and then we wrap the sheet up this week. This question, it's interesting. You know, normally you'd be leaning wide receiver, but this is one you got to think about. Will the player with the most receiving yards on Sunday be a wide receiver or a tight end? So again, you go through the list. There's a lot of good players, but the one who ends up with the most out of those 4 teams are they going to be a wide receiver or a tight end? Travis Kelce goes for 110. That's the most. The tight end takes it. You know, you get AJ Brown goes off for 120, wide receiver. It's an interesting question. You don't find this stuff in Vegas. This is a Bet Pirate exclusive. Oh, I like this. We're getting the magic hat has come out.
I'm going to say that it's a wide receiver.
Okay. The wide receiver is going to take the cake this year, this Sunday with the most receiving yards. So
hold on. Do you have us on that one though? Do you got us? Because you didn't. I got you. There we go. Okay, I'll take it now.
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown's the man to do it.
And he will have
you got me
done with that.
I knew you had me. I just had to ask. I had to hear it again.
AJ Brown's going to do it this week. I love that. I love that. Okay, so tell you what, that wraps up the week. It's Championship Sunday. That wraps up the sheet. So we're going to dive into the Landho Lock of the Week. So, Sir Lavender, we need you to pick one prop from the sheet. It can be the one you gave us. You've given us some gold already, but the one lock that you think is going to hit for sure, your Landho Lock of the Week. I got you.
I got you. I would say the last one you just said, AJ Brown has the most receiving yards. That's out there for this weekend.
I love it.
Okay, I love that. That's a little twofer for everybody at home because we've got the prop AJ Brown over Devonta Smith, AJ Brown's going to take it because he's going to be the wide receiver with the most yards, and he's going to beat all the tight ends. I love that. Hanker, what do you got for us? Landho
I
lock
feel
of the week.
I feel good about my lock this week, and Lavender, you only made me feel better about it. So, prop number 4 is, does Jalen Hurts rush for over 47.5 yards? I used to feel bad about taking unders, but today I will be taking the under because I've been given that blessing by Mr. Lavender, Sir Lavender. Now, here's the reasoning. He, against the Giants last week, only had 34 yards. So, I mean, if he can't even do it to them, can he do it to this team, the number 1 defense against the run? I don't know. To me, that seems like it's unders all day. And now I don't even have to feel bad about it. So I'm taking Jalen Hurts will rush for under 47.5 yards.
I absolutely love it. And here we go. I'm going to kick us off with the final one, the Landho lock of the week. I'm going with our first make question. Brandon Aiyuk, anytime touchdown score. We are hammering that all day. Yes, the 49ers are going to win 17-10. Ayuk's going to have a score. Let's go. Landho lock of the week.
I got you.
You guys at that tailgate must have been a sight. I wish I was there.
So I got to be honest. Yeah, I wish you were there too. That was one of the most fun tailgates I've ever been to for sure. My brother did a great job capturing the moment. Sir Lavender came up. He had a beer on the hill with us. We kind of got to look over the crowd, talk a little bit, chat, and then we got right down in the thickest things. They had the NFL crew was filming some stuff. Ryan Fitzpatrick, did you end up getting to see him, Sir Lavender?
Yeah, I shook his
Yeah.
hand when I was down there.
Yep, we got a couple pictures with him. Did a bowling ball shot, which was amazing. It was spectacular for sure. But yeah,
Did you get a chance to get the gasoline can?
no, I never did the gasoline can. What
Oh,
what
they
what
had the
happens there?
gasoline can. That was pretty good. Going to Buffalo Orchard out there in the Hammerlot, it reminds me of an old high school party in fun
Nice.
times. I've never been to a stadium like that, and it was a really good party. Very good fans, Cincinnati great fans, Buffalo Bills great fans. We had a good time there. That was fun.
Yeah, a high school party is the perfect way to put it. It was funny because I went down. We're from Canada. It's not like we have connections there and we know people, but you just you walk around, you talk to people, and everybody's friendly. You're having a good time. It's certainly a good vibe there. I love going, and the Hammer Lot seems to be the place to be if you're at a Buffalo Bills tailgate. Pinto Ron, exceptional. The food off the car. Love it.
Yeah, Pinto
You think
Ryan
he's
had
got a
a nice
permit for
neighborhood.
that to like cook off his car like that?
No, no chance.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't think so. I'm not a like health code guy or anything. I'm just, I'm looking at videos and wondering.
They they don't charge anything for the food, so maybe that's how they get away with it. Because you're
Can't
just
sue
helping
if you didn't pay
yourself.
for it.
Yeah.
But shout out to the VWO, Big Mo, Red Dog, and Sir Jersey, my guys.
You got it. So I wanted to circle back to this. Clifford, the big red dog. So I'm obviously acquainted with the child's book. I was a big fan
Absolutely.
growing up. Who is? So I'm taking it. He's a Viking super fan, Clifford,
He is a Vikings super fan. His actual
and
name is
he
actually Clifford.
okay. Redhead or just went with it.
He just went with the Red Dog.
I got to look up a picture of Cliff here. And you'd say, one of the more influential people got you into super fandom.
Yes, him and Tate Demon.
Who's the guy that looks like a Viking? Is that Tate? The like Thor, the guy that always
We
they
have
pan to at
Thor.
Vikings games.
We have several people. You have Sir Def. He wears the horns, the big horns on his head.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I'm thinking.
You might be talking about the dude. You probably talking about Sid.
I don't know who I'm talking about. I'm
You
just
got
going off
Purple
of like
Pimps,
memory here.
you got Sid, you got Diggs, you got a lot of people, but that's where we're
And
at right now.
and you guys do the skull chant. Do you know what the story behind that is? I don't know personally. Like, I
It's,
know
it's
they do
basically
it,
when you're
but
talking about a skull chant, you're talking about like a toast for victory. That's what that
okay.
is.
I gotcha. I gotcha. Very nice. Okay, we're hovering right around 45 minutes. This has been great. We're certainly not gonna end it just yet. But Sir Lavender, I want people to be able to find you. Where do people go? Your Instagram handle? Do you have a website? What do you kind of what do you run off, and what do you need people to know about you?
All right. So if you're going to Instagram, you can go Lavender. That's Lavender underscore I got you. That's spelled IGOTCHUUU. That's three U's. I got you.
Okay,
You
I
can
love
find me
that. I
there.
love that. So we'll post that for sure. So Instagram, I know you're active on there. You're always popping content out. If any of our fans are out at a tailgate and you happen to see Sir Lavender, make sure you say hi, get a picture. Chat it up for sure. It's I'm so happy that I met you at the Bills tailgate, and you brought the noise, the energy for sure. It was electric. So appreciate that. Uh, Anything else? Any other projects or anything you got going on that you wanna sort of talk about here?
Right now, I'm going to about to go into my music mode where I'm going to be doing some music videos and putting out some songs this summer under my rap name, Rick Sickman,
Rick Sick.
Ricksickman. And it'll be a lot of different projects. Like I got a partner. We're doing a EP, and the group is called Mike Nice Collectives. So we'll be coming out there real soon with that. And then we have a couple of, I got a song called Sunshine coming out, which has Butch Badwater and my man Sean Real.
Okay, I love that. I love that. So tell you what, off season, definitely send that over, and we'll sort of try and get it out for you on our platform and see where that goes. I'll tell you one quick story, and Hanker can jump in here. I know you said Miami was one of your favorite tailgates. So we did Henry's Hanker's bachelor party to Miami. We went to the Bills Dolphins game, as I said, and we were sort of drifting through. We were all dressed in Bills gear, and we ended up in the Miami section. And they had two pickup trucks backed up with stripper poles bolted to the back, and two girls dancing. It was insane. We loved it. We're there for a bachelor party, so we were having a good time. It also happened to be Pride Week, so we had a pink football we were throwing around with people. They love that.
Having
And
fun.
and one of the funniest things, so we got done that game and we went up to we were on sort of Miami Beach Ocean Drive in a little condo, and they had a pool up top. And when we got back, we went up to the pool. We thought no one was going to be up there. There were three guys, and one of them was a famous rapper, young Mezzy, Meezy, young
Yes, yes.
Mezzy from San
Young Mezzy, I
Francisco.
think is Mezzy.
Yeah. So we made a connection with him. He was in Miami for vacation, but they were also shooting a music video. So it was pretty cool. We did some stuff with him, which was fun. Hanker, you look like you've got something. It was your bachelor party.
No, well, I like as soon as I heard you were into music, like I knew we had to make sure we figured out how we could find you. So I'll definitely be looking you up after this. I have a question that it's not as topical as it was when we asked it to Young Mezzy, but uh, Kanye West's album Donda. What's going on there? Is that just a level of art that we can't understand as non-artists? Does that resonate with you, or was it just a myth?
Donda, I wouldn't say is a miss. See, when you're talking about Kanye, you're talking about a genius in different ways.
Yeah.
So his artistic value and how he writes is way different than the average mind can comprehend. So if you don't have a attention span that long, you're probably not gonna catch his
Hmm.
artwork. So being an artist, as you're writing and you sit down and start writing, you are coming up with a vision that only you can see at that moment. But you're trying to create it. It's like painting a picture. You're trying to create it so it'll blossom into the beautiful artwork. So you want value, because me, when I write, I like to write stories. I
Cool.
like the song to talk about something. So when you're talking about Donda, I don't think it was a miss. I think that it was just very creative, and it's going to take a while for people to actually go back and listen to that and say that was genius.
Yeah. Hey, how much does your intersection with football influence your music?
Actually, it doesn't. I sort of
Okay.
separate it. I did do a Viking song, and it is on YouTube right now.
I'll
Um,
definitely be looking that up.
Okay, yeah, you'll have to send that over in the chat after, so we can check it out and
Absolutely.
maybe post it as our intro song. We'll take a little clip if
But
that's all right and scoot it
our
in
Vikings
and link
rapper,
over.
you got to go with Big Mo. Follow Big Mo.
Big Mo.
Follow Big Mo and Sir Red Dog.
Sir Red Dog and
Woody.
Big Mo.
Red Dog different than Clifford though. You got
No,
a large red dog in both your lives, your music life and your super fandom life.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. Okay, guys. Tell you what, I think that that wraps it up. So, Sir Lavender, we would love for you to close this out. I'm going to give us a little shiver me timbers, and then if you can hit us with your best, I got you. We're going
One
to
for the
wrap up.
books.
This is Championship Sunday from the Crow's Nest. As always, Lil Ricky Hanker. Today, a big thank you. We had our special guest, Sir Lavender. I got you. If you can close us out, Sir Lavender, shiver me timbers, give it to us, baby. Let's go.
Lavender over everything. I got you. I got you.
We love you guys. Bye.